In recent weeks, the Formula One world was lit aflame as Team RedBull was awarded a penalty for a cost cap breach. So today, we're going to take a look at some of the highest penalties in Formula One history. Welcome back to Onboard F1, the best place for your dose of trending news and gossip regarding Formula One. Before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell for more exciting updates. Number 9. Schumacher's fortunate escape from a $2 million fine. It was a very close battle between Jacques Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher for the championship in the 1997 season as they headed to the final race of the season. If Villeneuve was unable to see the checkered flag in that race, Schumacher would win the driver's title. So, Schumacher deliberately hit Villeneuve's car with the intention of ending the race. But Villeneuve was lucky to continue his race with minor damages and finished the race in third, claiming the title. Schumacher ended up in the gravel. The whole world knew that he was guilty of the race, as he did the same thing to Damon Hill in 1994. The only question was what the punishment would be. In the end, the FIA decided to erase Schumacher's runner-up standings in the 1997 season. He was also expected to pay $2 million in fines, which was about 4% of that year's income. Lucky for him, it never had to be paid. Number 8, $309,000 to a race team that never raced. Team US F1 declared their intent to join Formula One in the 2010 season, eventually deciding to not continue as they had financial problems and were unable to finish work on a worthy car. Pulling out earned them a monetary penalty that was the equivalent of a championship entry fee, and the team was banned from competing in any FIA racing series. Number 7, €400,000 and 15 points reduction. The former Racing Point team was handed a fine of €400,000 in 2020 due to its controversial pink Mercedes car, which was a carbon copy of the 2019 title-winning Silver Arrow. Their midfield rival Renault complained about this matter, and FIA investigations later found brake duct components on the car that bared striking similarities to the Mercedes 2019 title-winning car, the W10. They were handed a fine and deducted 15 points, which strongly affected their 2020 championship standings. Number 6, $450,000 in accounting problems. Alongside RedBull, the Aston Martin team was given a fine of $450,000 not for the breaching of the cost cap, but for 12 cases of improperly excluded and/or adjusted costs in their 2021 budget seats. Number 5, a full season disqualification for Tyrrell. Tyrrell still holds the status as the only F1 team that was banned for an entire season in Formula One history. This happened during the first turbo era of Formula One, when only a few teams used naturally aspirated engines against the powerful turbo engines. Tyrrell is one such team that didn't try turbo engines, and tried different techniques to increase the power of their naturally aspirated engine. A water tank which sprayed water on the engine inlets was used to improve the power of the engine. Later, it was revealed that the team was running a lightweight car to gain the advantage over the rivals, and in the end, they filled tanks with an additional 2 gallons of water mixed with 140 pounds of lead shot in order to reach the heavier weight. With the complaints made by the rival teams, the FIA investigated the matter, and Tyrrell was charged with taking on additional illegal fuel, using illegal fuel lines, and using illegally fitted ballast on their cars. The team was entirely disqualified from the 13 races that had already taken place in the 1984 season, had to pay $500,000 in fines, and lost $1 million worth of travel concession for the following year as well. Number 4, $1 million fine for podium place swapping. During the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix, team orders came into play, allowing Schumacher to pass teammate Rubens Barrichello with the aim of gaining an advantage over rivals in the drivers' standings. Then, in the podium ceremony, Schumacher helped Barrichello to climb to the top of the podium and awarded first place to his teammate as a symbol of gratitude. But the FIA did not enjoy the stunt, imposing a $1 million fine on the Ferrari team. Number 3. $5 million fine for a race organizer? While the majority of fines are imposed on different drivers and teams, this fine was handed out to the race organizers of the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix due to their, quote, unacceptable behavior, unquote, affecting the political neutrality of the FIA. A Turkish Cypriot leader presented the trophies to the podium finishers of the race, but was presented as the President of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, much to the dislike of the Greek Cypriot community. The FIA made a statement on the negative effects this action had on the political neutrality of the sport, imposing a $5 million fine on the race organizers. Number 2. $7 million fine for RedBull Racing Team. The most recent and currently most relevant fine, RedBull Racing received the second highest fine in Formula One history as they breached the 2021 cost cap according to their budget reports. In addition to the fine, they also face a 10% deduction in the allocated wind tunnel time period during the development of the 2023 car, which will likely hurt them much more than the fine. Number 1. McLaren's Spygate scandal. The year 2007 was a black mark for McLaren due to their Spygate scandal, which heated up the whole paddock. McLaren had a challenger who could fight for the championship, and both of their drivers, Hamilton and Alonso, appeared as championship contenders for the 2007 drivers' title alongside Kimi Räikkönen. But their thirst for victory was strong, and they used former Ferrari team members to steal some sensitive information related to the car development process of the Italian team. Ferrari chief mechanic Nigel Stefani was unhappy with the Ferrari administration as he was demoted from his role in the F1 team to the position at the factory. He was involved in passing 780 pages of confidential Ferrari information to McLaren's chief designer, Mike Coughlin. They photocopied the document at a photocopy shop where the operator was a Ferrari fan who understood that the document was confidential Ferrari property and contacted the factory to inform them about the incident. An investigation was then carried out by the FIA, which concluded that Coughlin and Stefani acted alone without any involvement of the McLaren team. Both were dismissed by their respective teams, but that was not the end of the story. A couple of weeks later, things started to take a turn for the worse during the Hungarian Grand Prix. Alonso was not happy with the team due to an issue with Hamilton during qualifying, and he confronted McLaren boss Ron Dennis, threatening to release all the details that he knew about the stealing of confidential Ferrari information. Dennis stated that there was no basis for Alonso's statement. However, investigations continued, and Alonso, Hamilton, and test driver De La Rosa were given a chance to reveal what they knew. In the end, McLaren was found to be guilty of the incident. Not only were they fined $100 million, which is still the biggest punishment in the sport's history, but they were also disqualified from the Constructors' Championship in that year. So, what do you think? Did we miss any? Were any of these too harsh or not harsh enough? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to be sure you never miss anything. See you guys next time.